Hey y'all, so before I get this video started, let me give a quick shout out. These were the first 3 comments in my last video. If you want to be featured in my next video, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell and come show me some love when I drop a new video. What's up you guys, it's KeAmber Vaughn aka CoachKe coming back to you with another video. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and also tap the bell so that you are notified of every new video that I post. So it's time for me to do my January budget, and unfortunately I still cannot do it in a planner because I'm going back and forth with this freaking printing company still. If you ordered a planner from me, there are quite a few of you guys. I have already refunded your money because I don't really know if there's going to be any kind of resolution until I go to my bank. So I'll be calling my bank in the morning because the runaround that I'm getting is just ridiculous. They've literally screwed up like every last printing job that I've ordered from them, probably the last 3 times. And at this point, I'm just sick of it. Usually they reprint. Now it's a my fault kind of thing. I don't know how I sent you the same exact file. So whatever. So what I did was I printed out the planner, and this isn't my printable one, it looks different. I printed out the planner on regular paper, so we're gonna go with that right now. Somebody did ask me about digitizing this. If I do, it's gonna be when I'm off for the month of February, off from work, when I'll have time to like sit down and do it, because I was looking at videos and it's a lot more difficult than I thought. So I'm kind of zoomed in right now, but you guys know I don't have a whole lot of bills anyway. So the 13th and 27th are my paydays, so I'm gonna take out half of my rent on those days. On the 1st, I will have health and dental insurance. And then on the 21st, I have car insurance. So that $20 a month stock club fee did come off. It was only for a year, or for the year 2020, something like that. So that subscription is gone and the $20 is back in my pocket. My budget will actually go all the way until February 9th, and February 9th is a birthday that I have to account for when I do my variable expenses. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll put these pages, I'll try to put them in front of me. I don't know, I'll just put them over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this page here. So mortgage or rent is gonna be $300. Then let's see, rent, dental insurance, I have $954. Health insurance, my health insurance went up by $60 a month. Nothing changed but my income that I projected that I would make. So if I projected my income to be higher than what ends up showing on my, what do you call it? My tax return for 2020, then I'll adjust that so that my payment will go down. And then car insurance is gonna be $62.49. I did look in the front of my 2020 planner and there's no like yearly expense or anything that I have to worry about. So now I'll go ahead and try to estimate my income. And before that, I actually need to tally up what my bills are. So $300 plus $62.49. If you're new to my channel, I don't have housing expenses outside of this because I do live with my mother and sister. By choice, I work part-time by choice. Someone asked me in one of my recent videos why I work part-time or why don't I work more hours? Simply because I don't want to. When you're debt free and it takes less money to live, especially when you're a minimalist, you just like, I don't want to be in anybody's establishment 40 hours a week. That just ain't me. Okay, so to estimate my income, I get paid on the 13th and then the 27th. So the 2 weeks that are associated with this paycheck, I do know that I worked at least 20, actually, I think 1 week it might have been a little short. So I'm going to do 28.5 hours for each of those 2 weeks. So I'm gonna multiply by 2, and then I'm gonna multiply by $32 an hour. Then I'm gonna subtract 28%. So that's gonna leave me with a check of $13.28. My schedule has been kind of wonky, honestly, and it's getting kind of annoying. So for this particular week, That goes until the 16th. So last week I did work 29, I think 0.5 hours. This one I'm just gonna do 25 hours just in case. Or no, this week I actually am on for 29 hours, so I should be good there. So we got 58 hours times 32 minus 28%, 1336.32. So to make the math easy, I'm just gonna subtract those. So 1313 plus 1336 is gonna give me 2649. Now, if you guys missed my last video, I gave a really good breakdown of the easiest way to do my method. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. But if you want a more detailed breakdown, because I don't go into super long details on my YouTube videos when I do my budget, because I do have a set video in my financial empowerment community, you can go and check that out. It's a much longer video and it shows you how to do this in detail with examples. So essentially what I do is I figure out what my estimated income is, and then I'm gonna subtract what my fixed expenses are, because paying my bills is really important to me. I can figure out how to scrounge up money for gas and groceries and stuff like that if a scrounge is needed. So my net income, which is what I'm gonna have left over to be able to put towards my variable expenses, which are down here, my savings, which is on the next page, and then extra debt payments if I was still in debt. I've been debt free for 2.5 years. All of that has to come out of this amount here. If I was still in debt, like my minimum payments and all of that would be included here, which will also be included in this number here. Okay, so this allocation is literally extra payments. So before I can figure out how everything is going to get split off, I first need to figure out how much money I need for each of these. And in order to do that, I'm gonna go in my 2020 planner. December was a magic month, so my numbers are exaggerated there. So I'm gonna go to my last regular month that I had. And this is how I usually kind of determine what I wanna do with my numbers. So I kind of go to my budget recap and see like, okay, I underestimated in quite a few of these categories, but for some of these, there was kind of a reason why. And then there's other categories where I had a significant amount more than what I needed. And that's kind of been consistent. So with groceries, I had $250 and I spent almost $300. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with $300. And matter of fact, let's stick with 300. Then personal household, I was over budget in that category. Typically it's hair products. November, I think I was still wearing my hair natural, but I've been wearing it straight, which takes less product, and I wash my hair way less often. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick to my normal 125 that I give myself. And I think I can actually go down. Let's do 100. Now, let's see, restaurants. I usually give myself 125, but I've been under budget by like $70 to $80 a month at this point. So I'm just gonna go down to $100. Actually, I think I can go down less than that. Let's do $75. Gas, I only have to fill up twice, so I'm gonna go ahead and put in $80. Gas did go up to I think $209 here. Shopping, this was a month I gave myself $250 because I remember I was doing Christmas stuff. So let's go back to another regular month. So usually I'm spending about $50. So I'm gonna give myself $100 because I do think I want to buy some more underwear and bras. So let's do that. And then we have my supplements. Okay, so I was tripping. Okay, some of my supplements have already been ordered as of the 11th, and I did not budget for that in my December budget. I'm still in my December budget as of right now and as of when this video comes out. So that means that, because usually they're ordered on the 18th, I don't know why they did it so early this time. So that means that I should not get charged in February at all. However, I do need some black seed oil, and usually I think that's $50. And then I'm gonna need to get this liquid chlorophyll, which I don't know the amount of that one, but I'm gonna just say 35. So let's go with 85. And then I always just put business just in case. And miscellaneous. If you guys notice, I did take out some lines in this newest version. I took out some of the wording and just put more blank lines. And I just kind of kept the more common expenses, and then same thing over here. So for miscellaneous, I usually give myself $100, but I'm gonna have a Christmas, a birthday gift in there. So I'm just gonna do $125 because I don't really spend much out of miscellaneous anyway. So that'll give me just a little bit of extra wiggle room just in case. Okay, so let's go ahead and add up all of this. 75. So this video is going to be a little bit longer than what my videos have been usually, like for the last probably year or so when I'm doing my monthly budgets, because usually I don't show this whole process anymore, like my thought process of how I come up with the numbers, because your numbers should adjust from month to month. Like if you keep putting $300 but you typically only spend, let's say, 175, there's no reason to keep putting 300. Like you can start reducing it, and then if you start seeing yourself going over budget too often, you can go ahead and increase it again. But my numbers are typically the same across the board as far as what I spend. So that's that. So I'm just gonna go back through really quick and make sure these numbers are correct. 80, no. 80, 100, 80, 100, 85, 100, 125. Okay, so 965 is correct. So out of the $2,044.86 that I have left over after I pay my bills for the month, let's see. Out of this, I need $965, okay? So in order to figure out, and I don't know why my brain works this way, but my brain works in percentages. So that means that out of my net income, I need 47% of my income, 47.1% of my income for my variable expenses. However, I like to give myself a little bit of wiggle room. That's why when I'm over budgeted in certain areas, it's okay. There's been one time where I've been over budgeted in almost every single area, but because I gave myself that extra cushion, it didn't matter. So I'm gonna increase this to 50%. So instead of me needing 47.1%, I'm giving myself 50% just in case. So in order to figure out how much I need for this amount, all I'm literally gonna do is take the net income, divide it in half, or multiply by 50%. So in total, I'm gonna need $1,022.43 for my everyday expenses, gas and groceries and all of that. So I've given myself about not even $60 as wiggle room just in case. So because I'm not in debt anymore, that means the other 50% is gonna go to savings. So I'm projecting myself to save at least $1,000 for this month, which is pretty good. So 26, yes. Now the other thing that I did not include, and I wasn't even thinking about this, what is my YouTube income? So, and usually I do, I don't know. I think I'm just a little irritated from this back and forth with this dang on company. I don't understand. If I could tell y'all, I could tell y'all. Okay, so December, which is what my January paycheck will be, is $376.01. So that is what is paid out based on my December performance. We're always paid a lot higher in December than normal. So if I add that in, do I want to do that? I guess I could. If I add that in, 376.01, I like to subtract 20% for taxes. So I'm actually only gonna add $300.80. Sorry, I didn't do this ahead of time. I normally do. So $376.01 minus 380 cents. That means that $75.21 is gonna go to my tax sinking fund. So I always just take it out, because when I'm thinking about how much money I have to spend in my budget, when it comes to any like additional income like YouTube or anything like that, I take it based off of my net income, because I'm gonna send money off to my tax account right away. So I'm never gonna see that amount anyway, and that's not available to spend. So that's why I'm only gonna add this amount to this number. So if I do the $26.49 plus $300.80, that's gonna leave me a total income of $29.49.80. That's gonna change this number, not 29, what? Oh, yeah, it is, I'm sorry. So then if I do that, minus 604.14, my net income is actually gonna be $23.45.76. So that's gonna change my numbers a little bit. But I'm just gonna keep it how it is. Let's see, times 0.5. So I'm not gonna up my percentage or lower the percentage. I'm just gonna keep it there and just change that number here. So this amount, and this amount is what we're looking at. Okay, so the last thing that I like to do, I've already calendarized the expenses there. I've kind of figured out about how much I want for each of these categories. And even though the difference between these two numbers, I was split in half when I actually budget, I am gonna actually split it in half when the money comes in. And then if I ever decide or figure out what physical planner I'm gonna use in the meantime, if I do decide to use a different kind of planner, I'll fix it whenever I do that. More than likely, I'll end up ordering an Erin Condren or a Happy Planner, possibly. I don't know. I haven't used any other planner since I started for the most part. I think I used one and that was it. Okay, so my pay dates are again on the 13th, right? Yes. So we have January 13th. So right now I'm just gonna do a paycheck to paycheck budget overview for the month. And this is just so that I can kind of plan my paychecks out. So to January 26th. And that income is 1313. Then January 21st is going to be a YouTube check for, what did I say, 376.01? Yeah. Okay. So from the 13th to the 26th, I have rent of $150. Then I have my car insurance due for $62.49. And then we're gonna have the budgeted expenses, which if I take $965, which is what I actually estimated. That's not the overestimated amount. That's the exact amount that I estimated. If I divide that in half, because I get paid every 2 weeks, that means that I'll have $482.50. And I'm trying to think if I should give myself more money for groceries. What have I spent this month so far? That's the last time I needed some. So I still got 70. Yeah, because I've only spent $330 this month, and this month was a 6-week month. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it there. So for this one, I'm gonna take out money for taxes, and that is, what was it, $75.21. And I put that way too far over, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna skip a couple lines, and then we got January 27th. I'm just messing all up. I'm sorry, y'all. To February 9th. I said 9th and wrote 7th. That one I estimated $13.36. Again, rent is gonna come out of this one for $150. Then I also have dental for $9.54. Health. So after I finish doing this, I'm just gonna subtract the bills from each paycheck so I can see how much I have left over, and then I'm gonna make a plan for the amount that I'm saving. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's right. And then the budget of $482.50. Okay. I'm sorry for all the mistakes this video, y'all. My brain is really fried, and just that's what happens when I'm really frustrated and irritated, because these people cannot give me an answer as to why things came out the way that they did when everything is the same across the files, and I'm just over the excuses. So yeah, you guys, after I find out from my bank what can be done, if I have to keep this set of planners, I'm probably gonna sell them for like $15 cheaper. I don't really make a lot of money off of the planners anyway, to be honest with you guys, and all of it is reinvested. However, the price will probably end up being $35 per planner plus shipping. I might go as low as $30 per planner. I just have to do the numbers and make sure that it makes sense. But yeah, so I'll let you guys know. Just give me a minute, please. 0.51. So all I'm doing is subtracting all of the expenses. 380. All right. Okay. So the way that it's looking, I'll have $600 left from paycheck 1, $300 from the YouTube paycheck, and then $461.85 from paycheck 2. So let me just really quickly make a plan for that. So we got $618.01, $380, $461.85. More than likely, the majority of this is going to go into my miscellaneous / investment sinking fund, and probably my medical fund, because I am going to be going to the doctor pretty soon, just as a checkup. I haven't gone in a while. So I think what I'm going to do is put half in the miscellaneous / investment sinking fund. That'll replenish quite a bit that I've taken out of that fund in the last 3 months. And then I'm gonna do $345.16 to medical. And then we'll do $345.17 to my car sinking fund, because I do know that I need to get an oil change, and I know when they do that, I'm gonna have probably like $1,000 worth of maintenance. So I want to go ahead and put some more money in there. So that is my plan, and that is my budget for January. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, feel free to leave them down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, but other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.